welcome back. With me right now is Mark and Betsy, as I said, from the Thrive Centenarian Project. And this is a really cool thing that you folks are doing. You were on with Lucy a while back talking about it.
Yeah.
So give us first a brief overview for those folks who maybe didn't learn about it before.
Happy to. Lucy, under the auspices of Thrive, came up with an idea of photographing centenarians here in the village.
Right.
This came from a fellow who is in Czechoslovakia. He's done that and published some of the photos. And we thought it was a really cool idea, and we looked at each other and said, let's do this. So we've started. A lot of talk. Last time we were here in November, I said, sitting right here in this chair, we're done talking, we're going to start doing, and we did. Betsy's a big part of that, big part of the doing.
I call them up. Well, first of all, the Recreation Department is providing us with names. They say there's over 75 centenarians in the village.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
right there, that's amazing.
It's amazing, you're right.
It's an inspiration. And
I mean, when you think about that, that there's 75 here, it's incredible.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
And it's very funny because I have a friend of mine, she'll be 100 next week. And when I told her that number, she said, oh, is that all?
Really?
It's like, well, I'm doing pretty well, what's the big deal? And the rest of us are saying, holy cow, wow, what's your secret?
Yeah.
And so I get in contact with the people. Sometimes I speak directly with them. Some don't have a caregiver. Most have had caregivers, and we arrange to get them to the studio and get them prepped with whatever makeup or not, and interview them.
And then we put a camera in front of them.
Yeah. And what are some of the things that you asked? Are you doing some of the interviews? Or?
No, Judy Saxon.
Okay, Judy, of course.
And Cindy.
Okay.
Whitney are doing the interviewing, and they're kind of alternating. Basically, we're looking to get about I don't know quite how they're going to edit it, but about a 10-minute interview. I'm taking headshots of trying to mimic as closely as I can.
Yeah, and we see here as an example. Here's one gentleman. Yeah.
That's Alfred Briggs. He was a glider pilot in World War II, and he's one of those guys that you just marvel at the stories. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember him talking about that, and you're like, seriously, a glider in World War II?
Yeah.
And he's going, yeah, that's how we were able to get in and under what radars they had back then.
Yeah,
and I
they were all
that.
wood planes, and then they'd pull them back out and they'd fly back in again.
Yeah.
You just got to take your hat off to what these guys did.
It's pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's Alfred, and before and after. And then in the photograph of the four people, that was his daughter who was standing next to him.
Oh, it was, okay.
Yeah, we're trying to get as many of the family members as we can, and we want to get them photographed too. This is Cleo Lyle. That photograph up on the old photograph is from her yearbook from high school.
Wow.
Yeah. And here she is at 100. And then the photograph is over at the video club where Betsy's cohorts are preparing her for the interview, along with Cindy.
Now, when you folks are talking with them, I know, just in general, and of course during the interviews, is there any underlying theme that you hear from them? I mean, Betsy, do you hear anything from them? Like how they live their life, or any kind of regrets or things they wish they did, or they look back now and their pictures when they're in their teens?
I find them to be a very positive group, very optimistic group, looking forward to tomorrow. Yeah. They're very encouraging people.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the youngest is obviously 100.
The youngest they can be for us to have them would be 100.
What is the oldest that you've come across? I know
Irv.
Yeah, Irv.
Is coming on, I think, in 2 weeks.
Okay, so you are interviewing him. Okay, and he's 110.
110.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
So we have this woman here, and here's another. We got a few photos of ones you talked with already.
This is Beatrice Hurwitz. That is also a graduation picture of hers. And then Cindy during the taped interview. And it's just, it's hard to describe sometimes to people how fascinating this is.
It's amazing, yeah.
You start looking at, I look at faces, old picture, new picture.
Yeah.
And I look for characteristics, and God, they're there.
Yeah. Now, John Dudley.
You guys know John Dudley,
yes.
yeah. This guy has got a perpetual smile. I think he was born with a smile on his face. A delightful man.
Yeah.
Still sells cheese
Yes,
from what he
the
was
cheese
telling
man.
us. What do you know, how can you argue? And this is, I don't know what age he was during that original photograph. Late 20s maybe?
Yeah, and of course, he used to come on a lot. He was on the boards here and very active in different things.
Yeah.
And,
He's been here a long time.
yeah, always brought us cheese.
I wish I would have been here.
It was good.
This lady is Ruth Cummins. And Ruth has a very interesting story. The photograph with the two people in it when she was younger, that, I forget his name, but he was a great big bridge star.
Oh, yeah?
In this country. And she used to travel on, was it Viking? One of the cruise ships. I think it was the Viking line. All over the world teaching bridge.
Wow.
Yeah, she did that for a long time. She was, one of the premier bridge players in the country.
So far, how many have you done, Betsy? Have you interviewed?
I believe we've done 5.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We have at least 3 more coming up. And then I'll be going back to recreation. They've been very, very good about outreaching to our centenarians. See how many more we can line up.
Yeah. And then once you have these, what's the goal with them? Are you going to post them? Are you going to create a program out of them? Post them as individual segments that people can go to?
What we have in mind at this point is, I know I've talked to Dean over at the History Center, and he said, we'll certainly make room for both the videos and the still photos, prints. And then at different events here in the village, kind of tied into the recreation department, we're giving serious thought to setting up displays at those events so that folks can take a look and just see what we have.
Yeah.
But to me, the most important thing is we're documenting the history of the village.
Yeah.
The people.
Yeah, and I imagine that the things that you learn from them are just fascinating. Just learn about how they live their life.
Some of them.
Yeah.
So far, and I don't know if Betsy's noticed it or not, but an old sales manager, I study people. I just keep my eyes on them. These folks have mainly come from the upper Midwest. Very hardy group.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you wonder about that because you look back when they were growing up and basically people had to do for themselves.
Yeah.
Figure out during the harsh weather and they were outside a lot and doing even if the family didn't own a huge farm. When these folks were growing up, they were planting their own gardens. They were, you didn't have grocery stores all around and things like that. So, I think it makes for that hardiness about them. I really do.
One of the two ladies, I don't remember if it was Ruth or Beatrice, mentioned, it had to have been Ruth, said that they lived on a great big farm and that when they went to heat their car, her father had to heat bricks. And they put the bricks in the car. And that's the heater that the car had.
Wow.
I've never heard of that.
Well, you innovate. You see what you have and you use it to the best that you can back then.
And away you go.
And away you go. And that makes sense because you heat up bricks, that's going to hold heat for a couple hours.
And heat up the car.
And heat up the car.
Kind of interesting.
There you go. Now, if people are interested in this, Are they contacting you or the opposite? You're contacting?
If they would like to get in touch with us, the best way for them is to call, email, or text me.
Okay.
Want my text
Oh,
number?
please, yeah.
My phone number, area code 707-540-1955.
Okay.
And I will get back to them, and I'll make all the arrangements. I will take them to the studio if they need to be taken, or go with the caregiver. Usually comes with us if they have
Okay.
one, and we make it very easy.
Okay, and I would think if they forget your number, since you're working with Recreation,
Yes.
call Recreation Department and
Yes.
just say, I'm over 100.
Magic words.
The magic words.
Yeah.
All right, this is going to be neat to
It's
see.
a fun project.
And hopefully once you get going that, we can kind of maybe slip in some of those segments now and then ourselves.
Paul and I have already talked, and
Okay.
we're planning on giving you guys.
All right,
Yeah.
that'll be cool. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having
Mark
us.
and Betsy, good to see both of you.
Good seeing you.
And
Ken.
again, if you think you're interested in this or know somebody living in the village, they got to be 100 or above. And if you contact them or contact Recreation, and this is going to be a great project. It's going to take a little time to do if you get everybody, but that's the whole point.
We've got time.
You got time.
We're retired.
All right. You take care. We'll be right back.